Now, this Rodney Harrison thing has gotten silly, and I knew Rodney Harrison. You know, up here in Chicago, we know Rodney Harrison. So, he does a tremendous job for charity, for the kids, for the camps when he come home, and he's always been the hardest working football player on the field. Even if he felt that he couldn't give his best that day, he still made it up with effort and mentally being prepared to come into the game. I'm not going to say he's a bad analyst because he's not. He's pretty good at what he does. But to say he's not wrong here, I would be lying to you. He was wrong. And instead of like brushing it off, not answering the text or the response by Josh Norman, you know, when you're in this position as an analyst, it's not your job to go back and forth with the athletes. Your job is to just basically just give your analysis of breakdowns and matchups and talk about teams. That's it. That's your job. You're not to combat with the athletes. If he made an opinion, that's his opinion. You just move on and be the bigger man in the situation. You're the older man. You're the more experienced man. You've been to more Super Bowls. You played longer than him. So, yes, Rodney Harrison was absolutely 100% wrong in this case. Anybody can make a wrong prediction going into a fight or a game of the next week. We just don't take those things personal. Now, he thought Julio Jones was going to outbest Josh Norman. And he just saying Josh Norman is playing fantastic right now. I think he's the best cornerback in the league. But he has not seen a guy on Julio Jones' level. That was his statement. And he did say Josh Norman was the best cornerback in the league right now. So once that was stated, after the game was over, Josh Norman said, "You are horrible at your job." That's it. Rodney Harrison couldn't let that be. He had to come back and say, before Norman sits there and rips me and said I'm horrible at my job, which is very disrespectful, he needs to shut up and make sure he reads the entire quote. Because he's hanging the fact on him saying he was the best cornerback in the league. But that wasn't why he said he was horrible at his job, just because he had a good game against Julio Jones, who had like 30-some yards against Norman. The reason why he's made that quote and statement and what he said was, you are an analyst. That means reporting the truth, not some mythological thing that is in your head that's not factual information. That's why I say you're horrible at it. If you had done your homework, you would have seen that I did this twice to him last year. Which is true. Because that's what an analyst does. If they were doing their homework, they played 2 times last year. What did he do against this guy last year? Josh Norman was definitely on the team. They played Atlanta. Julio Jones don't do well against Josh Norman. And the reason why I know this is because I saw them break this analysis down on another network from people who had done their homework. So it was clear that Rodney Harrison didn't do his homework on the matchup. And it happens. But, of course, that didn't sit well with Harrison. Because, like I told you, he from Chicago, and rather than take that, that L, that's not on the norm. That's not on the playing field. Let's listen to Rodney Harrison, who decided not to respond on Twitter, but on a radio station. And this is his response when he should have just said nothing.
I don't give a damn about Josh Norman and what he thinks about me. He's playing football. Everything that he's trying to do, I've done. I've been in the Pro Bowl. I've been all pro. I played in the Super Bowl. I don't care about that. I made money. So I'm not worried about what Josh Norman thinks of me. If he wants to use that as motivation, that's fine. I hope he goes on to have a successful career. I want to see young men make it. If he wants to make it personal, I'm not afraid of Josh Norman. We can always buckle up in the boxing rink and have a match, and once I knock him out, then I'll get up and give him a cold iced tea. It's all good.
Oh my gosh. So there you have it. It's all good, you know. Why you gotta get in the ring and knock him out? Why you so caught in your feelings? Rodney is wrong. I should call Coach on this. Coach will run it down for him. But he wrong. And he should know he's wrong in this case. They on their march to the Super Bowl, or they trying to get there. They right now they having a perfect season. They having one of the best seasons of their career. Yes, you had a great career. It's this guy's turn. Let him live. You should have never escalated it to this point. He put you in a spot and you had no response to it. You had no response intelligently to answer to that because it put you on blast. He gave you the reason why he gave you that quote. You could have left it at the one line. You egged him to come on and tell you why you were Telbro out the job. Now everybody on social media know you didn't do your homework. But if you just let it go, it wouldn't have got to this point. I'm out. I am out. I am done with this subject. I don't want to think about it no more. Tell him Sammy Sosa want his skin back. He said he could borrow and not keep the mug. God. I'm Charlamagne the God, and I'm sitting here with Taylor Swift, giving myself the biggest hee-haw. But my man today, I swear to God, they had Monica on that show, and he didn't look real. You know, I don't know. I'm like, is he like anime and he really ain't there today? Somebody just drew him in. Maybe that's the case or something. No. Sorry. So, for y'all thinking he bleaches, it's a form of bleaching. That's exactly what it is. Chemical peels. So, you change, you make your choice. I'm out.